under Phase 4. 24 joint peace and security teams were trained, constituted, and deployed in mutually agreed areas to assist in the maintenance of peace and order as the normalization program is being implemented. Each JPST is composed of 30 contingent from the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, and the Bangsa Islamic Armed Force MILF. They provide support to security arrangements in normalization activities and assist in dispute resolution initiatives. Meanwhile, 2 JPSTs are stationed in Lanao del Norte, one in Munay and another in Baloy. Shown on slide are the areas of deployment of JPSTs. Next slide. To disband the private armed groups in the farm, the national government created a task force to disband private armed groups throughout the region in 2015. At the latest, the NTF DPAGs has already disbanded 15 PAGs composed of 94 members and 86 firearms, and 34 potential PAGs with 96 members and 64 firearms recovered. Furthermore, 48 surrenderies have been provided with socioeconomic interventions. Next, to stem the proliferation of loose firearms, the OPAPRO has also entered agreements with the 5 provincial governments in the farm to continue the aggressive campaign to address the proliferation of loose firearms. There are a total of 4,441 turned-in loose firearms and 5,362 were stenciled. The program is being implemented in 4 pilot areas in Basilan, Special Geographic Area in the Bar, Maguindanao del Norte, and Maguindanao del Sur. Under the BOL, the PNP created a police regional office in the Bar under the jurisdiction of DILG and NAPOCO. The BOL waived the requirements on age, height, and educational attainment for the entry of MILF and MNLF members into the PNP for a period of 5 years. In February 2022, the NAPOCO has issued the Resolution 2022-081, which prescribes the NAPOCO Special Qualification Eligibility Examination for the entry of MILF and MNLF applicants into the PNP. In May 2022, 11,062 individuals have taken the NSQE examination, out of which 7,145 individuals composed of 2,183 MNLF and 4,962 MILF members have passed the examination. In 2023, 400 slots from the recruitment quota was approved by the Chief Philippine National Police for the rank of patrolman and patrolwoman to former MILF and MNLF combatants. The recruitment process for 1,000 MILF and MNLF applicants who passed the NSQE examination started on 20 June 2023, and the first batch of 102 qualified applicants took their oath on 10 August 2023. Another 149 passed in September, and the recruitment process continued in November to complete the 400 slots. To fully normalize the communities in the Barn, the peace agreement provides for the redeployment of Armed Forces of the Philippines troops from or within the Barn. The proposed process flow and the parameters for the AP has been approved by the Joint Normalization Committee. The Joint Security Assessment, which shall be the basis for the actual redeployment of AP troops, was piloted in 3 municipalities in North Cotabato in 2025. The report is currently being finalized by the Technical Working Group for submission to the Joint Normalization Committee and Joint Implementing Panels for approval, after which the approved report shall be submitted to the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Department of National Defense for consideration. On unexploded ordnance and landmines, with the help of international partners, both the GPH and MILF continue to clear areas from landmines as part of their adherence to the total ban on anti-personnel mines and cooperation in mine action. The JNC has also approved the coordination and action framework for the Operation Center for Explosive Hazard Management and Response Center. The OPSEN is currently operating and has recovered 249 unexploded ordnance since 2025. Pursuant to the agreement on the general, next slide please, cessation of hostilities, the Coordinating Committee on Cessation of Hostilities continue to monitor the adherence of both parties to the agreement on general cessation of hostilities, while the ad hoc Joint Action Group was created to coordinate information between and among the AFP, PNP, and BIAF, MILF. The both ceasefire mechanisms are crucial in the resolution of any arising conflict involving the MILF and the government, and act as the first responders and mediators between the security sector agencies and the BIAF, MILF. To ensure smooth transition of the Commission combatants to normalcy, the Task Force for the Commission combatants and their communities is implementing the various socioeconomic interventions for the Commission MILF members, their families, and communities. The DFDCC classifies these interventions are divided into 4. First is the social protection, which covers the transitional cash assistance, health premium coverage, and civil registration. Second is the capacity development that covers values transformation training, alternative learning system, study grant program, technical vocational education training. Third is the livelihood and employment, which covers livelihood investment program, social entrepreneurship, short-term employment such as cash for work, cash for building livelihood assets. And fourth, community-based small-scale infrastructure, which covers housing assistance, construction and rehabilitation of irrigation system or rural health units. These programs shall be based on an in-depth profiling and needs assessment and multi-agency consultation. Shown here are the geographic locations of the decommissioned MILF combatants. So some of them are even outside the BARM areas. Next slide. On 10 February 2024, the Joint Implementing Panels approved the fixed set of interventions to be provided to the MILF decommissioned combatants, subject to the needs assessment of the Task Force for the Decommissioned Combatants and their communities and the SWD. The slide shows the status of each intervention, particularly the number of DCs that have already been provided. As part of the confidence-building measures under the Annex on Normalization, the parties agreed to undertake necessary measures for the transformation of 6 MILF acknowledged camps in 2019 to peaceful and productive communities. 4. In 2014, the Joint Task Forces on Camps Transformation assessed the needs plan appropriate for programs and undertook necessary measures for the transformation of 6 previously acknowledged MILF camps. These are Camps Bilal in Lanao Provinces, Camp Busra in Lanao del Sur, Camp Abubakar in Maguindanao, Camp Rajamuda in North Cotabato and part of Maguindanao, Camp Bader in Maguindanao, and Camp Omar also in Maguindanao. Aside from the provision of socioeconomic packages to the MILF Commission combatants, the camps transformation plan for the 6 previously acknowledged MILF camps also approved by the GPH MILF implementing panels to transform the 36 barangays within the 6 previously acknowledged MILF camps. The CTP or Camp Transformation Plan has continuously being implemented by the national government agencies. With the expiration of application period in January 2023 for the proclamations number 1090 and 1091, which grant amnesty to MILF and MNLF members, President Marcos Jr. issued a new amnesty proclamation on 22 November 2023. Proclamation numbers 405 for MILF and 406 for MNLF. Executive Order number 125, which created the National Amnesty Commission, was created through Executive Order 47 in November 2023. And on 25 January 2023, the NAC is mandated to implement the amnesty process for various rebel groups in accordance with Proclamation 403, 404, 405, and 406. Proclamation number 405, granting amnesty to MILF members, was concurred by the 2 chambers of Congress. From the House of Representatives concurrence on December 5, 2023, to the Senate's concurrence on March 4, 2024. The proclamations provided for a 2-year application period which concluded last March 2026. The amnesty applications are being processed by the respective labs with 1 MILF already granted amnesty. On the fourth component of the normalization shown on the screen is the snapshot of the GPH MILF TGR roadmap that was jointly approved by the Peace Implementing Panels in January 2025 and launched in December 2025 in Camp Darapanan. This was updated by the GPH MILF Technical Working Group containing a list of deliverables to be delivered by the Inter-Cabinet Cluster Mechanism on Normalization, TGR cluster agencies, and bar ministries, offices, and agencies, as well as civil society organizations. The TGR roadmap lays out 2 tracks in response to the key recommendations of the Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Commission. Track 1 proposes for the creation of the National Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Body for the Bangsamoro and the establishment of a regional TGR body as provided in the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Track 2 are 89 deliverables of programs, projects, and activities that are addressed mostly to government agencies. These are anchored on the 4 components of the Dealing with the Past framework, namely the right to truth or history, right to justice, right to reparation, and guarantee of non-recurrence. It also has a cross-cutting component that includes conflict sensitivity and peace promotion, and gender and development monitoring. Gender and development monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning system, strategic communication, as well as the development of knowledge products of TGR. Under the track 1 of the TGR roadmap, the following were accomplished. Proposed enhancement. Next slide. Pakibalik. Yan. Balik pa yata. Yan. Proposed enhancement to current versions of the NTGRCP drafted, ongoing parallel vetting by the GPH and MILF Technical Working Group on TJR for approval of their respective principles, and later endorsement to the proponents of the bill. BAA 89 on the Bangsamoro Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Act of 2025 passed into law by the Bangsamoro government. Continuing engagement are being undertaken by OPAPRO and Technical Working Group on TJR with legislative staff and concerned congressional committees, both Senate and House of Representatives. For Track 2, 19% of deliverables across the pillars on truth, history, justice, reparation, and guarantees of non-recurrence continue to be implemented by the Inter-Cabinet Cluster Mechanism of TJR cluster agencies and BMOAs, including CSOs. Recently, efforts to pursue the DAR of proper land governance and asset reform in the Bangsamoro through the Parcelyary Inventory Project in priority areas within the 6 acknowledged MILF camps has been completed. This initiative seeks to inform the implementation of socio-economic development projects in these MILF camps. It is considered a viable TGR measure towards addressing land dispossession issues in the barn. Overall, there is a total of 42% accomplished deliverables for both tracks 1 and 2 of the approved GPH MILF roadmap. Next slide. To ensure a whole-of-nation approach in implementing the CUB, President Duterte issued an executive order creating the Inter-Cabinet Cluster Mechanism for Normalization to fast-track the implementation of the normalization as well as synergize efforts and resources of the national government agencies. Executive Order Number 6 was issued under the new administration, amending the composition of the ICCMN. Currently, Secretary Antonio Ernesto F. Lagdameo, the Special Assistant to the President, and Secretary Mel Sarmiento of the OPAPRO serve as co-chair of the ICCMN. The ICCMN has been instrumental in providing a platform to gather and harmonize support for the normalization program. The proposed localizing normalization implementation, next slide please, intends to establish an efficient management and implementation structure capable of undertaking the normalization program in an integrated approach at the local level. It shall be locally led and interagency national government agency supported. To be effective, the program has to strike a balance between enriching competencies and authorities already exercised by LGUs under RA 7160 and the BARM under RA 11054. As it depends on local structure, the framework also adjusts and adapts to certain peculiarities in terms of capacities and needs in local setting. Localizing the implementation of the normalization program also hinges